Another hits jam from WebLoaded.com.
Our tutors want to talk about labor under costing. It's a topic we might call labor costing. Labor costing. So when we talk about cost of production, there are three elements that makes up cost of production. Number one is material. Number two is labor, and number three is overhead. These are three things that when you put together, you will ascertain the total cost of production. So we're going to be looking at the second part, which is called labor costing. When we talk about labor, labor is application of human effort in production of a particular unit of goods. Labor is application of human effort in production of a particular unit of goods. So labor is a remuneration. Labor is an encouragement to the employees. Labor is the purpose of doing a job. The purpose of performing a task, that is labor. The benefit of a job well done is labor. The sacrifice rendered to a particular job is labor. So labor can be described in so many ways. You can call it wages, you can call it salaries, you can call it anything which employees benefit from their employment. Whatever that is attributable to the employees, either at the end of the month, at the end of the week, at the end of the year, at the end of every 6 months, and so on and so forth. All of them is described as labor. So labor is a crucial item when it comes to costs and management accounting. So we're really going to look into what labor is all about in this package. How do we compute labor? What is the effect of labor in production? To what extent have labor contributed in achieving the production of a particular unit? So we're talking about labor here. How do we calculate what an employee will go home with at the end of the year, or at the end of the month, or at the end of the week, and so on and so forth? How do we determine the remuneration of employees? That is the purpose of establishing this topic. So I want you to package yourself, as I'm going to take you inside the classroom about labor costing. You're supposed to have your earpiece when you are listening to me. You have your calculator, have a good note, because this is a program. This video is a program video because it is a link connecting people that really want to learn any aspect of calculations in the field of social management and financial studies. Whatever calculation you may think of, from primary level to advanced level, we'll present solution to them, will make things easier for you academically right inside your room, because once you get these videos in your room, you can do better than people that are even attending some classes in school. So that is the objective of this program. That's why I said you should have your earpiece, have yourself equipped as if you're in classroom, and have your mind settled. So when you listen to these videos, you can be able to understand one or two things, because there are assignments or continuous assessments attached to what we are doing here. So at the end of having gone through our videos, we'll follow you up with some assignment to make sure you understood everything that you watched. At times we'll tell you to submit your note to make sure that you really copied notes. So to tell you that we are here to make you learn these things beyond any other person. So I want to take you inside the classroom now. Let's talk about labor costing. We're trying to see how to value the labor, how to determine the amount, the remuneration of the employees at the end of a particular period. We call them incentives or remunerations. So we're going to look at the first we're going to look at now is method of remunerations. Method of remunerations, because so many companies have different ways of valuing their labors, or different ways of classifying their labors, or different ways of creating payments for them. So under this package, we'll be talking about number one. We're going to talk about time-based remuneration. Time-based remuneration. Time-based remuneration. Number two, we're going to talk about piecework rates. Piecework rates. These are the methods of remuneration we shall be looking into. Piecework rates. Number three, we shall discuss the differential piecework rates. The differential piecework rates. Differential piecework. Then number four, we are going to talk about the bonus scheme. Bonus scheme. So I'm going to limit this topic to these four aspects of labor costing, or four methods of remuneration. Number one is time-based remuneration. Number two is piecework rate. Number three is differential piecework, and number four is bonus scheme. So in the long run, when we start looking at some critical exercises under this topic, we can now be able to elaborate more, because we use examples and exercises to train our students very well. Because once you can be able to solve some technical questions under a particular topic, I don't think you're going to encounter any problem when you enter exam hall. So the first one is time-based rate or remuneration. Time-based rate. That's the first one. Time-based. Time-based rates. So this is a situation whereby an employee is paid according to number of time put in production. An employee is paid according to how many hours the employee worked within the given period of production. How many minutes of input did employee were able to work? So and the company is paying according to time. So it depends on the company policy. So whenever a company is paying according to time, that means that they use your time to judge how much that you should be paid as an employee. And under the time-based rate, it has a simple formula. You have to learn how to get these formulas in your mind, because we're going to be establishing a lot of formulas under this topic. We have a simple formula here for time-based pay or time-based rate or remuneration. We have a take-home pay. Take-home pay. That's the amount the employee will go home with. Should be TT multiplied by HR. What are we trying to say? TT is time taken by the employee, which is supposed to be given in the question paper given to you. If it's not given, then that means that they will give you some connecting figures that you're going to use to arrive at it. Then THR means the hourly rate, which you might call the rate per hour, hourly rate or rate per hour, which is supposed to be given to you. So what this formula is trying to tell you now is that for you to determine what an employee will go home with, you should be having time taken by the employee multiplied by the number of hourly rate per hour as established by the company. It is the company that will establish the hourly rate for each employee. So if you work for 1 hour, you receive this. If you work for the other hour, you receive this. So what it means is that the more hours of input by an employee, the more his salaries. These things get advantage and disadvantages, which I want you to go and read up, because I'm not here for talking stories more on all these things. So read it up, because even my assignment or continuous assessment will contain the advantage and disadvantage of this. So you need to develop your mind towards knowing what should be the advantage of a company that makes use of time-based rate in making payment to the employees, and what should be their disadvantage, because everything that have advantage must have disadvantage. So you read up the advantage and disadvantages of this. Most contents in my video, you may not see them in the assignment, but they are closely related, and you have to do a little job to make up your or balance your system. I do focus particularly on the calculating side. Now, hourly rate is established by the firm, by the company, and the time taken is the time which the employee worked. So, and the only place they can deceive you in any question is the time taking. They can deceive you here. Why did I say this? They can establish the time taken in seconds. When they give you the time taken in seconds, what it means, because they give you hourly rate, you verify that seconds and hours they are not in the same base. So what you should just do is, if the time taken is given in seconds, you need to know how many seconds that goes with hours. That means some conversion will be needed for you to arrive at the same base. So what it means is that you're going to change the seconds given to you to hours before you can multiply. If you go straight and use the figure in seconds to multiply the hourly rate, you will fail the question. If the time taken is given in minutes, that means you should convert it to hours. At least 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So you now calculate the number of minutes that is involved and change it to hours before you can multiply by hourly rate. Otherwise, you will still fail. So don't allow any question paper or any examiner to deceive you or to confuse you with this time taking. The time taking must always be established on hourly basis. So that's why we have hourly rate. Time taking times hourly rate. Just before you solve a question in take home pay of an employee, you must make sure that the time taken is established in hours. So the time based rate is where an employee is paid according to how many hours, number of hours he put in production. Now let's give one example to understand what I'm talking about here. Now look at this example. The question said H is an employee who is paid according to the time input in production. The hourly rate as established by the firm was 300 naira. H starts work every day by 8 a.m. and closes by 6 p.m. with just an hour break. Determine the weekly payment of H if the firm does not work on weekends. You see, this is a question you need to take your time to resolve. The first thing we have verified from this question is that we're talking about H here. H is an employee of this firm and he is being paid on time rate, time basis. H is paid on time basis. So we are actually going to calculate how many hours that H worked for the whole week, because we're looking at determining the weekly payment for the whole week. Then we'll multiply by the hourly rate to know how much this man is going home with. So I have to be very careful in calculating the hours involved per day. And remember that they told us in this question that this man have only 1 hour free, and that is where he normally go for reception or something, or to go and eat. Now let's start the journey right now. H is an employee who was in time basis. The hourly rate is 300 naira, so we have HR in this question to be 300. This one is given openly in the question without any hidden agenda. The HR hourly rate, which I told you before here, I gave you hourly rate here, HR to be hourly rate, which is always established by the firm, is given to us here. So hourly rate is given 300. Now we are trying to calculate how many hours that this man worked. So we need to know the number of hours he works in a day, then we'll multiply it by 5. We're supposed to multiply by 7, but the question told us that they doesn't work on weekends. So weekends is Saturday and Sunday, which means this man works from Monday to Friday, 5 days. So whatever thing we get in one day, we just multiply it by 5 and get our answer. So he start work by 8 o'clock and closes by 6 p.m. So let's calculate the hours. So between 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we have 1 hour. Then between 9 to 10 o'clock, we have another 1 hour. Between 10 to 11, we have another 1 hour. Between 11 to 12, we have another 1 hour. So let's take it that between 12 to 1 is free period. So we have free, this time is exempted. Then from 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. we have another 1 hour. Then from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. we have another 1 hour. Then from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. we have another 1 hour. Then from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. we have another 1 hour. Then from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. we have another 1 hour. You see, this man closes work at 6 p.m. every day. So I think the hours will stop here. So there is one common thing you should know from what I did here. This is 8 to 9, then 9 have to go. 9 to 10, 10 have to come in here. To 11, 11. 12, 12. 1, 1, 2, 2. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. You don't have to jump anything. So at this point, we have to just calculate the number of hours that is involved here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a free period. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're having a total number of time taking for one day alone. One particular day. Time taking for one particular day is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 hours. That is what this person normally work for one particular day. So this H normally work for 5 days of the week. So which means the total number of hours, for the week is equal to 9 hours multiplied by 5, which is equal to 45 hours. So this is what this person was able to work in the whole week. And then the question now gave us that means that total time taking is equal to 45 hours, and total time allowed, total hourly rate, hourly rate as established by the company is 300 naira per hour, which means that the take-home pay of this man will be TT multiplied by HR as established by the formula which I gave to you. So that means TT is equal to 45 hours multiplied by 300, and whatever we get here becomes the total pay that this person is going home with at the end of the week. So let's use our calculator to know what is happening here. So we're having 45 multiplied by 300, and this will give us 13,500 500 naira. So what it means is that this man makes 13,500 every week. So this becomes your answer to that question. He is paid according to time. Time-based pay. So your salary is determined on the number of hours you will be able to put in production, or number of time you'll be able to put in production. The only place you'll be very careful with is this time taking, this TT. You have to be very careful with this man, because that's the only place I think they can deceive you by giving it to you in seconds, and you should learn how to convert seconds to hours or something like that. So meanwhile, I'm going to drop you in this video clip here, so that you'll be tested. So far so good on this package. You'll be tested with our continuous assessment. Let's check how your brain can be able to run around and establish some answers based on what you have learned in this time-based rate. So I'll catch you up in the next video clip.